Welcome to the show. This is SayWhat in the Streets, and I am your host, Chivonnne SayWhat. Today, we're going to be interviewing an artist out of Alabama, goes by the name of PBE Pluto. Welcome to the show.
What's good? What's good?
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Definitely appreciate y'all for having me on here.
Absolutely. I saw your performance during the Coalition DJ's 14th anniversary that just passed, and you had the whole crowd going like dumb ham.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I definitely had to get you on the show. So if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how you got started in music.
Well, I'm an independent artist out of Mobile, Alabama. I got started in music at an early age. I actually started out playing with a live band. I landed the main drummer spot at the age of 10, and started traveling and moving around with the band. And then by the 6th grade, I met a partner of mine that was into freestyling and stuff. He kind of introduced me to it. So I utilized learning how to freestyle to be able to let out the situations that I had going on between my family and stuff. So this is how I used to cope with my problem, by making songs about them. You know what I'm saying? And then it just eventually expanded off into me getting more serious into the music to, up until where I'm at now. Just for a brief overview of the music side. I'm also a clothing designer. I have my own brand, which is cross culture. You know what I'm saying? I own a factory over in Pakistan. I do all my own designing, set up the layups and the layouts or whatever, the clothing, and have my people make it for me from scratch.
Right.
Also, I do acting. I'm in about 11 movies now. You can look up my IMDb and see what all movies I'm in, and we just tapping in all around the board, just trying to make it happen.
Yeah, obviously you are making it happen. There ain't no trying, you doing it.
See, I don't like to get comfortable, so I still say trying, because like I ain't where I want to be at yet. I'm still pushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing hard. I don't think that they feel me. Grinding for millions, even if it kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you say you're from Mobile, Alabama, which is not really a big music scene, but there's still a lot of talent that's coming out of that area. So was that something that you say you was able to use to your advantage, or when you first started out, was it still a little challenging because it still wasn't popping at that point?
When I first started out, it definitely didn't. Getting signed out of Mobile was very rare. You know what I'm saying? We had the last Mr. Big that popped off. And then after he popped off, years, maybe almost 10 years later, Rich Boy popped off. You know what I'm saying? That gave some hope. But then it took years later for somebody else to get a situation, which was Young Blue, And once Young Blue got in, and see, I had been tapping into the music through all three phases, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So in the beginning phase, it was on, you had to have street teams or have somebody out there putting out posters and flyers and go from state to state, city to city. That's the type of grind I was used to, you know what I'm saying? But that fizzled out into the internet phase, and a lot of people that was right there at the door, along with myself at that time, kind of fell back when the internet came in, because they seeing people that's posting a post and blowing up overnight, and it's like, dang, I done put years of work, time, sweat, and money in this, and dang, now all they gotta do is make a post and they in.
Yeah.
And everything I put in don't even matter no more. But a lot of them fail to, educate themselves and put themselves on a situation, a platform where they can learn what they need to learn and execute it to make it work for them in both ways. Because if you know both angles, then you way more vital than somebody that just know how to post something on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that really made me stand out even more, that I put in so much lead work years ago. So now everything I'm doing, people already been tapped in. So I tell people, certain people might have been not physically, but certain people might have been the janitor at the time I was first working and getting my brand going. but now they the CEO, you feel me?
Mhm.
10 years later. So now they like, yo, I seen you grinding back then. Like, yo, I got to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
still at it, you still pushing. And it just starting to unfold. And a lot of people just seeing me right now, so they think it just happened overnight. But they don't know the behind the scene, the stress and the struggle and the grind it took, you know what I'm saying, that people didn't see. Years ago, I used to promote myself like I before I ever had a record, I used to have posters all over the city with me in a mink coat, you know what I'm saying, standing in front of the Benz saying Pluto coming soon. People ain't know what I had coming. They ain't know if I was coming with a movie, a car lot,
Right.
what. They like, man, what this dude do? And
Right.
I knew I was coming. I ain't know when I was coming. You know what I'm saying? And then I started tapping in again, the music going and things a little better, or whatever. So um, things just started unfolding and went through you know what I'm saying, a few different tragic situations, but at the same time, it only set me up for where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? Put me in position. Sometimes we be thinking the worst thing be something bad. Sometimes it's great because it's taking the people out the way that you don't need, or it's showing you things that you don't want to do to slip up when you really get the big things going on. So
Right.
I be happy for the struggles. You know what I'm saying? You need enough negative and enough positive in order to create a positive situation. So, you know, I don't be tripping about it. I just keep pushing and keep moving forward because, you know, it's about elevation.
Right. And I'm glad you said that because I know a lot of artists, they give up. You like you
Right,
said, you could have gave up a long time ago when the internet stopped popping, but you had a vision and you kept going. And here you
right,
are 10 years later, so
thanks.
I'm glad to hear that. What made you realize that you needed to do something more than just the music? Because you say you have a clothing line, which is really dope. So, what made you realize I need more than just the music to do what I want to do?
Well, honestly, I always design my own clothing and I used to accessorize my own clothes. So, say if I go to the store and buy something, I just can never wear it regular. Like, I can't put this on fresh out the stove because somebody else gonna have it on. So if
Right,
these jeans made like this, I'm finna put some rips in the knees, cut the sides, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna add maybe some diamond studs across. Like they ain't finna be the ones you got. You feel me? And I always been like that. Like I'm not finna thing everybody else got. And at the time, I didn't have the budget to go and buy all this designer stuff and do all this. I never really had too much of a desire to do it because I definitely didn't want to pay no $1,500 for no outfit and then be cutting it up. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So I was like, well, I'm gonna just go and get fly how I get fly. You know what I'm saying? And take that and change it up. And people used to be like, dang, what is that you wearing? I'm like, it's custom. You know what I'm saying?
sounds like through your journey, you've had a lot of trials and tribulations, just different struggles and things from all
Right.
different directions. What would you say has been the
Mhm.
biggest lesson that you've learned out of all of that?
My biggest lesson is learning how to believe, you know, learning to believe people and trust people for who they're showing you they is. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand. Everybody and everything change. A snake change. It sheds every year. You know what I'm saying? But it don't mean it changed from a snake. It just become a bigger snake. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
so if somebody cross you out doing anything extra, and they come back around and you give them another chance because you believe that they change and you believe that they different. You got to understand they on the shade of the skin. They size change, something changed about them, but whatever they was is still in them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They still that. So my biggest lesson and the biggest thing I've learned was to believe. I believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like You showed me one time, I believe.
Earlier, you mentioned that you didn't have the budget in the beginning to do the things that you wanted to do. So, as an indie artist, a lot of indie artists struggle because they don't have a budget. What would you say worked for you, or what advice would you give to somebody else that's trying to get a budget?
Well, first of all, focus on the things you can do and not the things you can't do. You know what I'm saying? You can get on the internet and do some research and figure out what you really need to be doing instead of being on social media all day. You know what I'm saying? And know what you need to do once you get the budget. You already know the information. Then if you learn the information, sometimes you could sell the information or sell services off the information that you know. Because get what? The next artist is too lazy to go and look up this information. So you can be like, yo, I can register your songs. I can do this. I can do that. It might be free to do. It's just time consuming. Right. So get what? You creating a platform. It's a million artists want their stuff done. They may not, you know what I'm saying? You might be charging them $50 a song. But you get 100 artists and time that by 50.
Yeah.
You know, that's a nice little bag.
Yeah.
Secondly, in the midst of that, get your credit right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Get your credit together. Because everything you're trying to do, you can do the same thing the label doing. They ain't getting you no but a loan and charging you 500% on it. So go build your bread up, build your credit up. Go get you a loan. Do the right thing with it. Take part of that loan and pay it back. You know what I'm saying? Sit it out to the side. You know, you might get a big boy loan or a small loan, and you take a percentage of that loan. You calculate what it's going to cost to pay this loan back for 2 years. So you put 2 years of payment all to the side. Now you know, okay, say if it's a $10,000 loan and it's gonna cost you $2,500 to pay 2 years of it. You put $2,500 to the side. Now you got $7,500 to flip, but you got 2 years to flip it and get that 10 with the interest back. You know what I'm saying? Well, 2 years you're gonna be them paid out $2,500, or you still owe $7,500 plus the interest. So you got 2 years to play with that. But in the midst of that, you making sure you taking care of what you need to, and you build up, get the credit cards, go get your LLC, get your business. You know what I'm saying? Build up the business credit. Go get you a loan, use your personal credit as your personal guarantor, or whatever you need to do to get it going. You feel me? Get your credit together.
I love that you're definitely all about your brand. You've been plugging that in, and I think that's dope. So we know how you got the name for your clothing line, but how did you come up with your name, your stage name, PBE Pluto?
Well, it originally started out as Pluto, and Pluto was something I was called since I was a baby. Like, that was the name I knew before I knew my real name. Okay. And in the midst of that, you know, I came with Pluto because that's what everybody knew me from. Even when Future first came out with the Pluto setup, people were like, yo, he got to it. But, you know, great mind think alike.
Right.
And, you know, I seen Future, you know, on his journey right before he blew up. You know what I'm saying? DJ Esco and Rocco came to my club trying to get me to book him. And I was just like, I don't know what this is. You feel me? Like, they let me hear the music. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even a fan of it. I didn't see the vision at all. I'm like, what? I don't understand. What is he talking about? No, like, this is not it. They tried to give me the booking for $1,500. One of my partners booked him at his spot. He was doing a grand opening, and they sent like CDs. This time they were 2011, so CDs were still relevant. They sent like 1,000 CDs to go with the flyers, like pass these out with the flyers. So they did that, you know what I'm saying, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? When he came, it was packed. It was already the grand opening, so people were gonna come out anyway. But the fact that they had an artist from out of town and people been listening to the CDs for a month and a half, while they've been promoting this show, man, it was packed out, and they was saying the song word for word. But I tell you, 6 to 8 months later, he was the hottest thing on the planet.
Did you regret not booking? Did you regret not booking him?
Kind of, you know, so I'm like, dang, I should have gave him a 10. It would have been a better tap in, like, you know, it would have been a whole different tap in. But God ain't have it planned like that. It was just for him to show me, like, you know, you ain't have to see the vision, but you could have learned a lot out of this situation. And I still did learn, you know what I'm saying? I understand, like, how to move and maneuver a little better. And understanding those tactics, you know, sometimes you gotta realize what's gonna work for you in this day of time. Like, okay, I might not send. I got car air fresheners. You know what I'm saying? I can show you right here.
Nice.
So instead of me sending CDs, I might send 1,000 car air fresheners. Pay these out with the flight. You know what I'm saying? In a market that don't know who I am, and they got a barcode number that you can scan and get to my music. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it.
So, you know, still being able to take from stuff that happened from 2011 when Pluto was moving around, I can make it work out in 2022. You know what I'm saying?
So I know it has to be different now that you're on the other side of the coin. Have you ever had that experience with any club owners yourself that are like, oh, I never heard of them? Why should I book them? And then later on, they're like, I should have booked them.
Yeah, to my with me and other club owners. Yeah, I definitely had that happen. Plenty of time. I done had it happen where people like, nah, no, this ain't it. And then I get booked at the next spot up the street and pack it out. And then that same person come to the event like, damn, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I ain't think you could do it. Shit, let's talk something. Now it's, you know, it ain't the promo price no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yesterday's
so sometimes
it's
good. Yeah, sometimes it's good that people don't believe in.
So I have this little quick game I want to play with you real quick. It's called the Rap Challenge. And basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say a random phrase, word, or whatever, and you're just gonna give me a bar with that word in it. Okay? So the first one I have for you is NFTs.
NFTs. They be knowing them G's. Nigga, they talking they sneeze. I got to get it for cheese. I got to stake with the money. You niggas be laughing at funny. I got them jumping like bunnies. I got to give me some money. Oh, okay. All right, set a bar out. I'm about to give you a whole song.
It's all right. The next one is fashion.
They already know how I get it. They already know I be acting. They already know my drip. Crowd culture, it be my fashion. Nigga, they know my passion. I got to get it on action. I got to give me some money. Give me a little bad bitch and we match.
Hey. Okay.
I don't even know if I could be cussing on here. I'm cussing and everything.
Everybody cusses on here.
Okay.
So the last word is homelessness.
Homelessness. Phoniness. Gotta get and kiss. Don't take that gliss. I gotta drop out something I'm trying to help them with. They ain't even getting it. They ain't even know this shit. But
all right. So what projects are you currently working on or future projects that you can tell us about?
Well, I have an EP already done with producer Matt Tastic, which is a producer signed to 4PF. He actually produced records on that Drip Hard with Ghana and Lil Baby. He produced records for ESTG, Lil Yachty, Rollo Rodriguez, No Cap. I mean, dude going through the roof. He produced that Pure Cocaine record for Lil Baby too. So we got the EP. We got a 6-song EP that I got probably 100 features that's out with. That's either out or on the way with a lot of different artists that he tapped in with. Also, I got a host of new records that I did last year. I ain't even put out yet, you know what I'm saying? And also, my single right now, Stepping, that I released on January 1st as my single. It did number 36 on the sale charts in the first 7 days.
Nice.
And the video is set to be dropping on BET Jam sometime next month. So, you know, we got that going. BET, MTV, Music Choice, Revolt TV, Shade 45 picking up on the record. So right now we stepping out 2022. We got some other big things coming. So we just networking and moving and making it happen. The EP with me and Matt Tastic, when we call Pluto Test, you know what I'm saying? Just giving y'all a little preview of the drip because the real move ain't even started yet.
Before we go, do you have any last words of advice to any other artists that are trying to get into your position, or any shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
Right. If you want to get in my position, the biggest thing for you to do is just put God first and let him order your steps. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, you can't go nowhere without God. All this demon stuff that they talking about, all the extra shit they talking about in the industry, that you could be on that type of time. Get what God still gonna get the last say so in the end. So put God first. Figure out what you need to do. There's a lot of folks that say, I want a deal. I want this. What kind of deal you want? I don't know. What kind of this you want? I don't know. So I guess you want a deal though. You finna get fucked.
Yeah.
You need to know what you want. You need to know what you're trying to do. What is your goal? What are you trying to execute? Why are you rushing? Even if you got a deal today, you ain't gonna blow it tomorrow. It takes time. It takes time. This is not an overnight process. Only thing happen overnight is miracles. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, some people blow up overnight, but the faster it comes, the faster it go. You know, if you want to build longevity, it's gonna take longevity. So the biggest thing to do is focus on what you can do. Every negative picture, you find a positive spot and zoom in, and that's all you'll see is positive. You know what I'm saying? So focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. You definitely gave a lot of insight. I enjoyed your story, and hopefully somebody will listen and learn something. Thank you. And let the followers know where they can go to listen to your music, follow your movement, and purchase your merchandise.
You can tap in with me on any platform on the PBE Pluto. That's P as in Paul, B as in boy, E as in echo, Pluto like the planet. Tap in any platform, whatever you want to listen to music on, whatever social media platform, type in PBE Pluto, and you'll find what's going on.
That's it. That's it. Thank you.
That's it. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, I'm Big PBE, better known as PBE Pluto. You rocking with me on Say What in the Streets. Say what?
You can tell like a black police. Diamond shining on my neck and my wrist. Pick it raw with that Draco on me. Take a shot, don't think I'm a miss. You know that I got it, don't need no assist. Come with that place if you wanna get lit. I'm stacking up paper, I'm trying to get rid of that door. But sick of you living in this. Yeah, that nigga be making me sick. Posting shit just a flip for a bitch. Everybody just be gassing him up until he get his ass stopped up. Play on, let me keep a shit going. Be like, damn, why you cook at me with? I drink my sweat, that's the clip of me. See me cooler, that don't mean no super. We try to play, yeah, you trying to see me. top, I'm a K.